Hello, everybody. This is Tom Sullivan here with Real Talk Investing. And man, have things been busy in the market this week. We have seen a lot going on, a lot of volatility, a lot of stocks jumping around like crazy, news coming out left and right. But with that being said, we need to focus on just several points as we get ready for the opening bell today. And the major focus for our conversation today is going to be around GameStop and where we think that's going, Amazon, and Jeff Bezos announcing that he will be stepping down as CEO, and then just Tesla overall from their earnings report and different projections that they have as we go into the future. So with that being said, let's jump straight into this breakdown. So to start us off, there is no better place to start with this market than the GameStop battle that we have seen going back and forth between Wall Street Bets, the Reddit forum, against the hedge funds. And in this battle, it has been back and forth, seeing that GameStop stock soar all the way up to $500 and now crashing back down to sometimes even under $100. So what is going on here? What is going to be the end of this conversation? Did we already see the squeeze? Have we not seen the squeeze? And how is everybody's hands doing? Are we seeing paper hands or diamond hands, as they're talking about on these forums, going forward? So let's take a look into some of the conversations that are happening online and what we have seen for this stock throughout the past 24 hours. Now, as you can see on the Wall Street Bets forum on Reddit, they are not backing down. This stock has lost 70% of its value. People have lost 80-90% of their account's value, in some situations losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. But they are still not backing down because they believe that the squeeze is still coming. Now, the reason that they believe this squeeze is coming is because the stock has been shorted. And in this case, when it is shorted, that means that eventually the hedge funds who have shorted it, if the price stays up high enough, will have to buy back the shares. And as a result, we will see that price go up, resulting in the squeeze that has been talked about. But is it happening? That is what's up for debate. According to a lot of the news stations, news channels, they are saying that the hedge funds have already actually backed out and have already bought the shares that were needed and are now completely out of the deal. However, if you follow some of the Wall Street Bets channels and read some of their forums, looking at the details there, it still looks like they are still in the battle and that they have not gotten out. And as a result, people are holding on to these shares, holding on to their options, even if they're down 80-90%, as a result of them believing that within the next couple of days, couple of weeks, that the share price will skyrocket due to Melvin and other hedge funds having to buy back those shares and close their positions. So with that being said, keep an eye at GameStop as we start to see the opening bell today, and this will help dictate where today's events will go. Because not only is GameStop affecting GameStop and AMC and all those other short selling stocks, but it's also having an effect on the market overall. So depending on where this falls at the beginning of the day, I think we could start to see a trend from that standpoint. But keep an eye for a sudden burst price increase as we potentially see some positions being covered, as some of the Wall Street Bets groups have talked about potentially happening. But we'll see where this plays out, as this is going to be a continued battle over the next couple of days, probably couple of weeks. And we'll continue to keep a close eye on it to try to dictate which direction this will go. And for our second topic, for those of you that jumped on the Amazon earnings call yesterday, we did get the information that Jeff Bezos, who has been leading Amazon at the helm for many, many years, is now stepping down as CEO this current year. So as a result, there's a lot of questions around where is the company going to go, and will the direction still maintain the same? So for instance, since Bezos had the company in the IPO stages to now, we have seen a 170,000% increase in share price. So he has helped deliver some of the biggest growth that we have ever seen in a company. And now we'll be seeing a change of hand, a change in power. So it'll be very interesting to keep a close eye on this, on what effect does it have on the stock and the direction of the company. So the question becomes, who is taking over as CEO? And that would be Andy Jassy. So Andy Jassy has been in charge of the Amazon Web Services for quite some time and has been very close to Jeff Bezos throughout the process of this company growing. So he certainly does seem like an ideal candidate to put in place for this transition. So Jesse is a long-term employee of Amazon, starting with the company in 1997, and has helped shape the Amazon warehouse services since its inception, and then was made head of that division in 2016. So he has a lot of time and a lot of experience working with the company, truly understands the business, and will be able to help implement a lot of the processes and continue what Jeff Bezos has put into play. Now, the one thing that is important to note here is that Jeff Bezos is not just leaving the company, he is staying on the executive board and will be an executive chairman. So he will still play a very big role in the day-to-day decisions for Amazon and making sure that all the projects and processes are put into place effectively so that at the end of the day, they are still continuing to perform as well as they have on their earnings report, specifically this earnings report, where they did very well and are continuing to see their revenue numbers grow as they pick up a lot of clientele during the COVID situations that we have been in, as not as many people are going to brick and mortar stores and more people are ordering online. So overall, I don't expect this to have a negative effect on Amazon. I think their stock price will continue to surge, continue to do very strongly. But the interesting piece will be, what is Jeff Bezos going to be doing next? Because I certainly don't see him sitting back, relaxing with his stacks of cash. But I expect him to continue to work on different aspects of business. And one of those could be working on his Blue Origin, working and battling against Elon Musk as they continue to challenge their different space ventures and keep on driving that aspect of their business. So that will certainly be very interesting to see, and we'll have to keep a close eye on that going forward. And now, lastly, the topic to talk about is Tesla and the direction of Tesla. So as you have all seen already this year, Tesla has continued to go up in stock price, even after many investors and analysts have said that it is way overvalued and certainly should not have the price tag on it that it does. However, Elon Musk, during the earnings report, has explained how this can continue to grow and potentially be a $4 trillion business over the next 10 years. And the big piece of this has to do with self-driving robo-taxis. So I know we're getting a little into the robotics and AI field here, and it is certainly sounding very futuristic, but it may not be as far away as we certainly think it is. So how exactly does this robo-taxi work into their whole revenue plan? And it's a very interesting aspect of the company that has been talked about for a while, but now hearing it come out of Elon's mouth as a potential possibility and the direction that the company certainly foresees as being executable is very interesting for this play. And what it is essentially, as they start to get automated cars out on the road, instead of just having them given to individuals where you could take it and have the car drive you to locations, they are looking at having these cars automated and then set up as taxis. So it will essentially be Uber, but without drivers behind the wheel. And this can create a revenue stream that will be unbelievable for the company, because there is no overhead from a people costs, and it would just be maintaining of the vehicles to be able to drive from one location to the other. So imagine an Uber system without having to have people behind the wheel, and you would simply pull up your phone, punch in your location, and a car would show up without a driver and drive you to your next location. You would pay for that service, and then that money can go directly to Tesla. So it would unlock huge growth opportunities and value for the company that certainly would be next level and be able to bring that valuation of the company potentially up to the $4 trillion mark, as they would have that market and that transportation market locked down, whether it's from a person to person driving as a taxi or from a commercial standpoint, where we could have them driving goods from one location, one business, one warehouse to another, and have that be done without having to have drivers behind the wheel. It's definitely next level thinking, definitely very futuristic, but it certainly does not seem out of reach. So with that, I certainly think that Tesla has a lot of value going forward. And I know it does seem that it is overpriced in a lot of different scenarios, but if they're truly able to achieve what they're talking about within 10 years, I certainly think the evaluation would make sense and the stock price would continue to rise. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this quick video just going over 3 things to keep an eye on pre-market as we start to go into the upcoming days and upcoming weeks. So be sure to keep an eye on these 3 points as you go throughout the day, keeping an eye on what GameStop is doing, Amazon, what effect does the change in CEO have, and Tesla. After seeing a little bit of a dip, we're starting to see that price drive right back up. So keeping an eye on and seeing where is that going to go and what is the long-term direction. But hope you enjoyed the video. Get ready for the opening bell. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave your comments, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.